It's been a huge change. I see this change currently mostly impacting, movie theaters, something like the Sphere in Las Vegas. There are places where this immersive technology is just amazing.
Hello, my name is Jorge Azama. I'm the Vice President, Regional Vice President for the Audio Engineering Society in Latin America.
And I'm Gary Gottlieb. I'm the president-elect for the Audio Engineering Society, and very happy to be here at the Latin American Convention.
So let's start asking you again, how was the experience for you?
Oh, this is
coming to Bolivia and the LAC.
This has been amazing. First off, Bolivia is beautiful. The food is great. The people are amazingly hospitable. And the members of the AES Bolivian section have just gone out of their way to make sure all of the guests here have been very comfortable and very happy. So I'm just thrilled with what's going on here. And the way that people from the different sections in Latin America get along with each other is just, it's over the top. It's amazing. It's like a bunch of old friends coming back together. It's more than just colleagues. It's like friends coming back together.
Yeah.
And so I'm very impressed by this. The first Latin American convention after 15 very successful Latin American conferences.
And the first of many, hopefully.
And the first of many, and I hope the first of many I'll be able to attend.
Yeah, sure. You're always invited.
Well, thank you.
So now that we are here at the immersive room with our friends from Genelec, we are very thankful to help us in the convention. I would like to ask you about your experience working in audio, because you have worked, when you started to work probably in mono, then stereo, and now that we have immersive audio. Tell us, what do you think about this evolution?
Well, there have been quite a few changes over the years. And when I started, stereo was already the standard. So, I'm not that old where I started in mono, although we did always work in mono also, because I was an engineer primarily in New York in the 80s, and we did a lot of jingles. So when you do jingles, you have to make sure everything is mono compatible. Right. So we would do mono mixes along with stereo mixes. And I remember when, quadraphonic came down, and it was, shall we say, lacking in quality, but it was a necessary step towards surround. Once surround came out, 5.1, everybody was very happy. That was a great format, and it's a great home format because you only need 6 speakers. It's not like, doing an immersive room at home would be pretty challenging.
Right.
But the transition to surround I found was very smooth. People liked the format. People adopted the format. So it became, very popular, especially with people who really treasure either their home theater systems or who are audiophiles and really want to have that extra level of quality when they're listening to audio. As surround evolved into immersive and became really what it is now with the different systems, Atmos, DTS, everything that's out there now. It's been a huge change. I see this change currently mostly impacting, movie theaters, something like the Sphere in Las Vegas. There are places where this immersive technology is just amazing, and I absolutely love coming to conventions like this and conferences where I can sit in an immersive room and really just enjoy that immersive experience. I've been in some of the best immersive rooms. I've been fortunate to be I was at Studio 4P in Tokyo, which was an amazing studio, and the Dolby Room in San Francisco is pretty amazing. There really are some great rooms around. As far as this ever transferring to a home format, I don't really see this happening, because hooking up 18 or 35 or 122 speakers in your living room is going to be really too challenging. Obviously, there are headphones now that are accommodating that, and that market is certainly one that's a ripe market.
Right. Yeah, we are lucky to have this installation here at the convention. Again, thanks to our friends from Genelec, and especially to Miguel Dominguez, a great friend of the AES in Latin America. And I think that it's probably the first time here in Bolivia that people can have the chance to listen to well calibrated and quality Atmos system. So,
Exactly. And I want to echo that feeling that Genelec does a great job on this. I'm always so grateful for them. They've done immersive rooms for our New York conventions and our convention in Madrid last year, or was that earlier this year? I'm losing track of what year it is.
June?
And
Yeah,
yeah, in this year.
yeah, this year. Yeah.
I go to too many of these things. But I appreciate that because as somebody who goes to these shows and gets my first exposure, whether it was in the 80s and getting the first exposure to different formats, to as we made the transition to digital, 5.1 surround, being in these rooms before they were more available to us was really valuable. And Genelec has been a great partner for us in this, and we really appreciate all that help. And this is such a great sounding room that Miguel set up for us.
Yeah, sure. Now, did you have the chance to work in immersive projects?
No, I have not had a chance to do that. I've had a chance to appreciate other people's immersive projects, and I really do appreciate that. And I love coming and hearing, the output of different people and what they're doing with it, here and in Japan and in Madrid. It's really interesting to hear people even just talking about it. Like, in Madrid, George Massenburg was there and Richard King was there, and the two of them had a great conversation about immersive and about all the possibilities of where it could go and what it could be, as well as the limitations. And it's wonderful to hear people talking about it in such detail, as well as being able to sit there and listen to the examples of what it is they've mixed in immersive.
Right. And now, talking about the AES, you are the president-elect for the Audio Engineering Society. What do you think that the AES is going? What is the path to the future of the AES?
That's a good question. I think the future for AES, personally, I'm somebody who has always liked to connect the future of AES to the past. That's always been my interest. When I first started in leadership about 20 years ago, the first two committees I jumped on were the Education Committee and the Historical Committee, because that's the future and that's the past. And I love the idea of bridging that and connecting them, connecting students to people who worked back in the old days, or the day, or whatever you want to call it, and really just getting that connection from the past to the future. So to me, moving forward, I always want to see more engagement with our members. And I feel like the LAC is a great example of that, where everybody communicates with everyone. Although even in the big conventions in New York, it doesn't matter if there's 20,000 people there. If I bring a group of students to the convention in New York, I tell them, oh, look, there's George Massenburg. Go introduce yourself.
Right.
And they go, what? But that's George Massenburg. It's like, no, really. He's happy to talk to you. You just have to go up there yourself and introduce yourself to him.
Right. And that's the kind of things that happens in every conference or convention. That happened here with Bolivian students. Start talking with professionals that came from different parts of Latin America or other parts of the world, right?
Exactly. And that level of engagement, I think, is what moves AES forward. I think the fact that our experienced members, the people who've been members for a long time, are happy to mentor younger students. And I think that, I'm not just talking about students, even people who have entered the professional field but are still in the early stages of their career, they can learn so much from the people who have been in the business for 40, 50 years and who have seen it all, done it all, and at this point they're just happy to keep giving back.
Yeah. So, did you have any expectations before coming to the first Latin American convention of the AES?
Well, yes, I did, and really you've exceeded all my expectations here. My expectations were that I would meet a lot of really nice people and I would have a great time and eat some good food and see a beautiful city, and all of that is true. So La Paz, Bolivia is a beautiful city. I highly recommend it, and the food is great and the people are great. And then you even exceeded my expectations, because just sitting in the lobby of the hotel or sitting in one of our meetings when somebody walks in and it's somebody from the Colombian section and they walk in for the first time for this week and they get big hugs from everyone, from the person from Argentina and the person from Ecuador, and everyone is just such good friends here. It's more than just colleagues. I go to a lot of conferences and a lot of conventions, and there's always a very collegial atmosphere at AES shows. It's just, what we do. We're a group. We're a member of a group that's very close-knit. But it's always, or I shouldn't say always, but it's more often as colleagues. Whereas here, it's like old friends getting together.
Yeah.
And I see the difference here. So in that way, yes, LAC has definitely exceeded my expectations.
Well, we're happy to hear that. And once more, we have been very happy and very honored to have you here. We all hope that you had a good time here in La
Muchas
Paz.
gracias.
We have to thank our dear colleagues from AES Bolivia section to organize this such great event.
Absolutely.
We're all happy with it. We had very good times these 3 days. And of course, thanks to Genelec as our main sponsor, Miguel Dominguez, the Genelec sales representative for Latin America, for giving all of us the opportunity to listen to a great immersive audio system. So, any last words?
No, just
to invite
I would like
anybody
to echo what you've said. Thank you so much to Genelec and to Miguel and to you, Jorge, for all the work you did, because I know how much work you put in as the regional VP to get this together, and the hard work of everyone in the Bolivian AES section, who not only put hard work in to get this together, but I see them running around back and forth. They're still working hard on this thing, and I hope they're enjoying the convention, even though they're doing that.
Yeah.
And I welcome everyone to come to any convention, conference, anything that the AES puts on. If I'm there, please walk up to me and introduce yourself. Just like I told you, I tell students to do, I want you to do the same to me. I want you to come up and introduce yourself. I want to meet as many of you as I can. Don't worry, you want a selfie? No problem. I'll take a selfie with you. You want to be Facebook friends? I'm running out of space there. I'm already at 5,000, but we'll figure something else out. There's always Instagram, right?
Y finalmente a todos nuestros amigos y amigas latinoamericanos, no importa si son estudiantes o profesionales, por favor, participen en los eventos que hace cada una de las secciones locales en los diferentes países de nuestra región. No se pierdan la oportunidad de participar en un evento tan importante como la Convención Latinoamericana, a partir de este año. Hoy a la noche, que tenemos la ceremonia de clausura, vamos a anunciar ya la sede del próximo año. No lo puedo adelantar porque faltan unas horas para eso todavía, pero estamos muy contentos, así que sigan atentos a las redes de todas las secciones y por favor, cuando se enteren de algún evento en su país, no dejen de ir, que seguramente van a aprender mucho y van a hacer muchos contactos y muchos nuevos amigos. Así que, nuevamente, muchas gracias a todos.